Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video, I'm going to be giving you all 5 signs that you are the black sheep of your family and friends. Now, being the black sheep of your family and friends means that you are different. You are an outcast when it comes to your family and friends. You have a different mindset. You act different. You look different. You have different, values on life and ideologies. You stand out amongst your family and your friends. And people tend to think that it's a bad thing, like the black sheep is like this negative stigma that, people portray, but it's not really a bad thing. It's actually a good thing in my opinion. You need to embrace your uniqueness and your quality as a person because you're different. All right, God has made you to stand out even amongst your family and friends. All right, so embrace your uniqueness. So today's video, I'm going to be providing you all with 5 signs that you are the black sheep of your families and friends. All right, let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and get started. Spiritual classes in session. All right, so number 1, your family values your career over your purpose. Now, you might be in a situation where you don't want to do anything regular. You don't want to maybe work a regular 9 to 5 job. You might have figured out what your purpose was or what your purpose is. You might want to develop a certain app. You want to get into programming and develop software and websites, or you might want to start your own business, like a certain business or something like that. You want to do something like out of the ordinary. You want to do something that's willing to change the world and benefit not yourself as well as other people in the world. But your family members might not agree with you, in that aspect. They might, they might be, working regular jobs. That's the family tradition. Your siblings, and they might be doing something different, and they expect you to do the same thing. Chances are you are the black sheep of your family. You don't want to be doing the same thing your family members are doing. You want to do something that you want to do what your calling is, what God has called you to do. What are you good at, what your capabilities are, what's your skill set, what your where your mindset is, what you're willing to do, what you're good at, what's your purpose. All right, because there's a difference between your career and your purpose. There's a difference between the two. All right, so you want to fulfill your purpose. You necessarily don't want to stay in this certain career path that you're in for a long period of time. You're willing to do what it takes to serve your purpose, to serve your God-given purpose, and to do the things that you are actually good at and will make you happy. All right, so if you experience that your family members, value your career over your purpose, then chances are you are the black sheep of your family. Number 2, you think differently amongst your family and peers. Now, when I say you think differently, might have different values. You might have different ideologies, like I mentioned earlier. You view the world differently than your family members or your friends. You value certain things. You question everything. You are a deep thinker. You think about different things that a lot of normal people don't think about. You just have a different mindset when it comes to certain things and certain aspects of life and about yourself and the world around you, as opposed to your family and friends. You might not be able to agree on certain stuff. There are things that you want to talk about, but your family members might look at you weird, or they might disagree with you, and they think there's something wrong with you, and things of that nature. That's because you are different from your family. That's why you're the black sheep of your family. You are different amongst your family members and your friends. All right, they don't have the same mindset as you. You are unique. You are made different. You don't think the same way as other people, including your family members and your friends. All right, your family members and your friends are included in that situation. So you don't have that same mindset. You don't have those same ideas, those values. You don't stick to the status quo. You don't stick to certain doctrines that they try to put out that your family members might be a part of, and they don't even know. They might be stuck in the matrix. but you're the outcast. You are the black sheep of the family that's trying to escape the matrix, that's trying to escape from this programming that they try to place us in. So if you notice that you have a different mindset, a different mentality, you think differently, you question everything and things of that nature, then chances are you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends. Number 3, you notice you don't have much in common with your family and friends. Now, another sign that you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends is you figure out over time, especially if you're ever going on a spiritual journey, a spiritual awakening and things like that, you start to notice over time that you don't have much similarities. You don't have a lot of things in common when it comes to your family members and your friends. You might have, enjoyed, a certain sport. You might have liked, basketball or something. You were able to talk about basketball with your family or your friends. You were able to talk about, if you were in the world, you were talking about, certain celebrities and different types of music and, what's coming out, this tour date coming out, this celebrity coming out on tour, and you can't wait to, see those things and certain things like that. But no, now you notice over time that you are on a different path. You're on a different, path in life. You don't have that many similarities and things to talk about when it comes to your family members and your friends. You don't celebrate certain holidays anymore. You don't celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving, but your family members do. They still go by the old traditions, the old ways. No, you can't, you don't have much in common with your friends. You don't have much to talk about when you go over to their place or if they go over to your place. You don't have many things to talk about with your family members or your friends. So another sign that you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends is when you don't have that many things in common. You notice over time that you don't, share the same values, the same interests, the same hobbies, things like that with your family members or your friends. Number 4, you tend to keep personal details / beliefs to yourself. Now, I've noticed this a lot within my life, within my personal life. The things that God has shown me, things that are happening behind the scenes, just different ideas, different philosophies, ideologies, things that I've been learning as I've been growing along my spiritual journey. I tend to keep those things to myself because you ever notice how you ever try to share, certain things, share certain information that you've been gaining, things that's been going on in your mind that you've been thinking about, that you've been questioning, and you try to, share with your family members or your friends, and they seem to look at you a different way. They seem to, look at you a certain way and, think that you're weird, looking at you like you're weird or something. That's because you are the black sheep. You are the black sheep of your family members and your friends. That's another sign. You tend to keep things to yourself. You don't share a lot of information that you receive, that you learn, that certain things that you agree with that you didn't in the past. You have God has opened your eyes. Your eyes are being opened. Your third eye is opened. All right. You don't believe in the same things. You don't believe in the same programming, the brainwashing tactics that you previously believed or questioned in the past. You just don't believe in those certain things anymore. So when you learn these different ideas and in this information that you gather from yourself, you tend to keep things to yourself, right? The things that are out of the ordinary, things like that, new things that you've been learning, you tend to keep those things. You tend to keep those type of things to yourself. So another sign that you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends is you keep your ideas, new beliefs, ideologies, doctrines. You tend to keep those things and that information to yourself. Last but not least, number 5, you have your own look. Now, you might notice that you might have your own look. You might look different from everybody else, your family members, your friends. You might, dress a certain way, have your hair a certain way. You're just different. You're just an outcast. You look like an outcast. You stand out in front of everybody. So you tend to, notice that you look different from your family, and your family might, talk about, your look, your new look, talk about your clothes, saying that you might be going through a phase and, it'll die out pretty soon when it's not the case. People tend to, just talk about your looks. You look different. You don't look like everybody else. You don't dress the same way. You don't have normal looking clothes on all the time, 24/7. So they tend to, judge and talk about your, your own unique look. So that's another sign that you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends. When you have your own look, you have your own persona, you just have your own unique creative look. You dress differently than everybody else. You just have that overall different type of presence. So another sign that you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends is if you have your own look. You don't look like everybody else. You are an outcast. You try to stand out, for your own sake. You don't try to do it for attention. You're just doing it because that's who you are. Because you're different. You're not like everybody else. You're not a copy and paste. You tend to do things differently. Even with your looks, you tend to, dress differently, and just to have your own look because you are different. You're not like everybody else. So another sign that you are a black sheep of your family members and your friends is if you have your own unique look, your own unique creative look. All right, so these are the 5 signs you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends. Number 1, your family values your career over your purpose. Number 2, you think differently amongst your family and peers. 3, you notice you don't have much in common with your family and friends. 4, you tend to keep personal details / beliefs to yourself. And number 5, you have your own look. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hopefully these signs will be able to help you give confirmation on whether you are the black sheep of your family members and your friends. So don't be discouraged if you are different, or your family might judge you, or say that you might think differently and your thinking is not the right way to think, and things like that. Embrace your uniqueness, embrace your differences. Because God has made you to stand out. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, God has made you to stand out even over your family members and your friends. So embrace your uniqueness, and embrace that black sheep amongst those white sheep. All right. So till next time, and always remember, all power resides from within, and always keep the faith, because God and the universe is always working for you. Take care, guys, and God bless.